Every pony knows the story of Hearthswarming, how the Earth ponies, unicorns, and Pegasi all chase the Wendigos away with the fires of friendship. These days, it's all about shopping, parties, and wasting bits. When it comes to Hearthswarming, I honestly can't stand it anymore. Around this time of year, every pony swarms into Barnyard Bargains, where I work, to purchase what they need for their parties, gatherings, and of course, toys for the foals. And, as always, they often can't stand it when they don't get what they want. It's a stressful time for those of us in retail. It's a real struggle. I thought this holiday was going to be just like the others. I go in on Hearthswarming Eve, leave a few hours earlier than normal, and spend Hearthswarming with my friend Blizz and her family. This year, though, there would be one new factor that I hadn't considered.
So, let me get this straight. You're a DJ? By trade?
Heck yeah! I performed all over Equestria!
And have you ever worked in a store like Barnyard Bargains before?
Nope, but I'm a pretty fast learner. I'm sure I'll pick it up quickly.
Alright. Now, Hearthswarming season is our busiest time of the year, Miss Scratch. Normally I wouldn't hire some pony who didn't have any experience, but I am, sad to say, a bit desperate for help. I'm willing to bring you on for the holiday season.
Yes!
On a temporary basis. After the holiday, if I'm not convinced you'll be an asset to my business, that'll be the end of your time here. Agreed?
You got it! Thanks, Mr. Rich! I really mean it.
Of course, of course. Quillfeather, come here a moment, please, will you?
Yes, Mr. Rich?
This is Vinyl Scratch, our new hire. I want you to train her so she's ready for the upcoming holiday rush.
Oh, of course. Come on, Vinyl. I'll show you where everything is.
Awesome!
I'd seen Vinyl around town many times, usually at Pinky's parties. She was a very talented DJ, but I'd never seen her working anywhere away from her turntables. As I usually like to do, I struck up a conversation. It was a great way to get to know a pony, and if I was going to be working with her... So, you DJ, right?
Yep, my music is my life!
So, why work here? Don't you make plenty of bits with your music?
Not really. Only with the really big gigs. Like the wedding I did as a set for Pinky. She totally hooked me up with that one.
I'll bet Pinky hooks you up with some great gigs. That's so cool.
You know it.
Okay, now, a few things about working here. Number one, it's a pretty easy job as long as you do what Mr. Rich tells you. If you get lazy or difficult with him, he'll make your life a bucking hell. So many other employees tried that, and, well, there's a reason you don't see them here with us right now.
Is he really that much of a hard ass?
And that's number two. As much as you might want to swear on the sales floor, don't do it. If Mr. Rich hears you, you'll be in big trouble. You won't want that. But yes, sometimes he's an alright stallion to work for.
No need to worry about that from me. I've had to perform in a few classy places before. They don't take too kindly to swearing either. Octi reminds me about that constantly.
Octi?
My roommate. She's a cellist. Plays for a lot of high-class ponies. She's way better at it than me, though. Playing for high-class ponies, I mean. I would know the first thing about the cello.
For the next hour, I showed her around the store, where the time cards were, how to take her breaks, all that basic stuff. Things seemed to be going reasonably well, until we got to stocking shelves.
So, we stock all this?
Yeah.
And we only have 3 hours to do it?
Something like that.
And somehow we have to help all these ponies at the same time and still get it done?
I could almost feel my eye twitch as she continued with the pointless questions. Had this mare ever had a real job? Did she not realize what she had signed up for? Was I really going to have to carry her flank through this hearth-warming rush? I know it seems difficult, but it's what Mr. Rich wants us to do. Right now, I'm the only full-time worker here. That's why he put out a listing for new hires. The holiday gets rough, so we need more ponies.
Ugh, fine. So, how do we know where everything goes?
And so it went on. The days turned into weeks, and soon the rush was upon us. I was beginning to dread going to work. Vinyl was proving to be a very difficult pony to work with. Multiple times I found her asleep on the job or talking to customers more than necessary. It was beginning to drive me insane.
Really? I had no idea there was a difference between dubstep and trance.
Totally! It's not something many ponies realize, but when you work in electronic music like I do, you'll learn to tell the difference. It also sets a different mood and tone.
I could not believe what I was seeing. Ponies were bustling about, grabbing their purchases, and the line at the register was getting longer. Vinyl was supposed to be up there, but no. I had to drop what I was doing so all the ponies in line could pay and leave. I was going to bucking murder that mare.
Excuse me, but this was on sale. Why is it ringing up at 5 bits instead of 2?
Ma'am, that brand isn't on sale. The one next to it is.
Well, then why does it have a sale sticker on it? Maybe you ponies should be more careful how you mark things.
Looking at the package of carrots she was levitating before me, I could see that, sure enough, there was a sale sticker on it. The crunchy carrot brand was on sale, not these. And I had sent Vinyl to put them on the packages. From my place at the register, I could see the carrot display. And then I was seeing red. I do apologize for the confusion, ma'am. I'll go ahead and mark these down for you so that the price matches the sale price, and I hope you have a wonderful day. The mare let out a very rude huff and walked out the door. By this time, Mr. Rich had emerged from his office to help me, seeing how far behind I was getting. With the two of us working both registers, we managed to get all of the ponies checked out. Once the store was empty and Mr. Rich had returned to his office, I stormed over to Vinyl, who was waving goodbye to the pony she had been speaking to. So, you want to tell me what the buck all that was about? I knew I shouldn't swear while on the sales floor, but I was beyond all reason at this point. I only wanted her to understand how absolutely livid I was right now. Vinyl apparently had no idea why I was angry.
Whoa! What's with you? And what are you talking about?
What am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that you can't seem to stop talking to every pony, sleeping on the job, and putting the sales stickers on the wrong products. Have you ever worked a day in your life? Like, really worked instead of spinning records all day? I knew I was being cruel, but I didn't care. She needed to understand how upset I was, and I was determined to get that through her thick, hard skull if it was the last thing I did. What I didn't expect was how angry she'd get in response.
Seriously? Isn't it part of the job to give good customer service? I thought that's what I was doing. And as for the carrots, I did what you asked. I put the stickers on the fucking carrots. You didn't tell me which carrots I had to put them on.
What in the hay is going on out here?
At the sound of our boss's voice, we both turned around. Mr. Rich was looking at me closely, as if he expected me to explain. I knew I should. I could throw her under the carriage, and then I'd be free of her and her idiocy. The holiday would be difficult without some pony else in the store, but it would be better than this. But then I saw something that made me reconsider. Looking over at Vinyl Scratch, I could see that her anger had been replaced by fear. Her ears were down, and despite the purple glasses on her face, I imagined her eyes were wide with fright. I knew then what I had to do. It's nothing, Mr. Rich. I wasn't clear enough on which carrot she had to put the stickers on, so the wrong ones got labeled. I was just about to help her fix it.
Sounded more like two mares screaming at each other to me.
No, sir. She was telling me about the new record she was making. Some sort of mix that included metal music. Lots of screaming in that. Vinyl, seeming to pick up on what I was doing, quickly nodded in response.
Yeah! It's a new track I've been working on. As I'm sure you heard it, still needs a bit of fine-tuning before I take it onto the stage.
Well, alright then. Quillfeather, why don't you start straightening up? I want this place cleaned up so we can close down in time. I'd like to get home to my wife in Philly tonight. Miss Scratch, I'd like to see you in my office. You were supposed to be up front working at the registers, correct, Miss Scratch?
Well, yeah, but there was someone who needed help, so I went to help him.
Seems you spent a lot of time talking to this particular customer. So long that it kept you from your register. Am I again correct?
Well,
I'm beginning to think that this might not be working out. The holiday may be difficult with only one pony, but I can't have any lazy ponies on my staff.
So are you firing me? Is that it?
If I don't see some improvement, yes, that will be the outcome.
It was at that precise moment that, for the first time in my life, I burst into Mr. Rich's office unannounced. Wait, Mr. Rich. You shouldn't fire her.
Quillfeather! What in Equestria?
Please, sir, let her keep her job. I might have missed a few things in training her. And it's Hearthswarming Eve, sir. After the holiday, give me a chance to train her some more. She's great with the customers, sir. I think that alone makes her an asset.
Well, I also seem to recall hearing some cursing coming from her as well.
She'll clean up her mouth while she's working, won't you, Vinyl? I looked at her purposefully, hoping she understood what I was doing, just like she had before. Her eyes widened in surprise, but she caught on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that, Mr. Rich. I'm so used to working for ponies who don't mind it when I curse at work that I didn't think about it.
All right. It is that time of year, after all. She can stay.
Thank you, Mr. Rich.
But I expect to see you both bright and early the day after Hearthswarming.
Vinyl's face split into a grin that seemed to reach all the way to the bottom of her glasses. As we left his office to close up for the night, Vinyl apologized for making the night so hard on me, and asked me why I decided to help her. At the time, I said I didn't know. Looking back on it now, however, I know. Hearthswarming isn't just about toys, food, or earning that double time just to pay your bills. It's about making sure to think about your fellow ponies. We're all struggling in some way, as I was about to find out.
Hey, Quill, just so you know, not only did you save my job tonight, you also just ensured that I have enough bits for Huckty's new cello case.
Wow, I didn't know. You're welcome. I hope she likes it. With a final embrace, I waved goodbye as I watched Vinyl gallop off toward the music store. As I did, snow began to fall from the heavens, and a familiar carol began to fill the air around me. Happy Hearthswarming, every pony. May the fires of friendship forever live in your hearts. I know they do in mine.